Hello everybody, Jared back again, and welcome back for another episode of Vintage Story. Alright guys, let's just jump into it. So, where did we end off in the last episode? Well, I did a few things actually in between episodes, that's what I wanted to say. First thing I did was I did harvest all of the red currants here. So if I head back into the house, I think I got like 3 stacks of berries. I wanted to get that done so that I will have enough time for there to be at least one more harvest there. How many did we get? Almost 4 stacks of berries, not too bad. Now they don't last very long, which is one of the reasons why I didn't really want to harvest them. So I might want to make them into pies sooner rather than later. And the other thing I could do is I could rush for a juicer, which I'm not horribly enthused with that idea. I'm behind on a lot of other things, so I think I'm gonna leave that alone. The other thing I did was make a full inventory of all the different chisels. I believe we talked about all the chisels in the last episode, and yes, because we made the rebel hammer, but I made the other ones, including the finishing chisel, the rough cut chisel, and the wedge chisel. I also made a hand wedge, and I made the polygraph. All of these are going to be very useful in the future for our building requirements and needs. Other things I did is I did make myself a saw. I broke down the piece of old pickaxe and the old copper saw and made myself a tin saw. You can also see that I started on a tin bronze what is this? It's a wrench, which is also a useful item to have, but I ran out of resources because I did not do my math correctly. But, you know, we'll get tin bits in the future and we'll be able to get that going. All right, let's do a quick gander at the other thing that I did, which was some building. Let's also take a quick look at these guys. We're so close to these guys being done. 12 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours. They are almost done and that can be planted. But the other thing I found was a full stack of flax. So I planted a full stack of flax in here. So I'm not actually sure what we're going to do with, actually, you know what we can probably do with that flax is I think that the onions are almost done down there. They may even be done, but we'll see if they're done or not. We can, you know, do a replant and a swap of flax to onions down there. I think that would be a good idea. All right, so up here, I have done a little bit of work by making at least the start of a pad here. So this is going to be my like main building area. By building I mean like crafting area. So this is what I'm planning on doing here, is to make a giant chimney and then to have 6 spots to put, you know, not forges, crucibles and cooking pots and stuff. So this will be my area for that, and then I'm going to have storage along the walls here, and then one step up is going to be my smithing area, if that makes sense. And then on the other side maybe I'll do, you know, storage on one side. On this side it can be what am I thinking here? What are the words? Forms? The forms? Molds, there's the word. Molds can be on this side, and maybe a little bit of forges, or maybe we can put the forges along here or something. Either way, that's what this idea is. And on here you can actually see a few different types of stone, one of them being the polished rock. So I've got just normal cobblestone and then polished rock. And I got that by using the slabs. So I'll show you how this works actually. If I had a hammer on me, let's head back for a hammer and maybe another pie. Oh no, never mind. I have 2 more slices of pie. We are rocketing through these pies like nobody's freaking business, you guys. It's actually insane. You need a hammer in hand for most of these things other than the rubble hammer, which you can just, you know, you can just whack with, right? So to use these chisels, one in the offhand. I don't think we went over this last episode, but if we did. Doubling down, right? All right, and let's take a quick gander at what we're doing here. So using these chisels here, you know, I'll just do a little bit of show and tell for all of them. So the rough cut chisel, if I were to hit with that, it's going to give me just pure stones, just full on slate stones. Kind of useful to do, to be completely honest. And then with the finishing chisel, it's going to pop out these polished stones. And then with the wedge chisel, it pumps out these ashlar blocks. So ashlar blocks are one thing that I do kind of want, because it's going to be able to, another building stone like we have down there. I believe it's called dry stone. is what the ashlar blocks are for. But I'm also going to want a, you know what, we'll see. Let's get a bunch of ashlar blocks here just to get a stack. I've already got a stack going in the other spot there, but let's finish this guy off. And what I'm going to do, you can see I have 2 left over. You can change which one you're grabbing by pressing, I believe it's F. Is it F? Select. Control. Okay, control select. There it goes. That changes it. So now it's going to be peridotite, but I actually want the slate. No, finish it off. And then, so there's 1 peridotite left. Let's just get a pure stone of peridotite, because I'm not using that as a building block. I am using clay cobblestone here just for a little bit of a different contrast there. Let's take a quick gander back at the house to see if I have enough. No, I think I need my rubble hammer. That's what I really need. But let's get some stuff put away. So I don't need you. I do want the rubble hammer. I don't need the hand wedge right now. That's going to be useful in the future. Is there anything else I wanted? Do I have anything in here? I do have some of the slate actually. So let's just grab the slate. And then over here is where I've been storing all this jazz. We already got cobblestone here. I don't need you in there. Let's put you in here. So for the ashlar block. So ashlar block, let's press H on that. What can I make with that? I can make 2 different cool things with that. I can make the ashlar full blocks, which I do actually love, and I really should get some mortar going. Unfortunately, mortar takes slated lime, which takes quick lime, all this whole process. It's not that big of a deal. I just don't have a lot of time on my hands right now, and I want to wait until I can get my windmill going so I can actually grind up all that lime without having to do it by hand. So we'll get those ones in the future. The other ones you can use with it are the dry stone. Here we go. So dry stone is this recipe. I'm just going to go like this and like that. And you in the center, boom, 16 of them. Dry stone is fairly similar in aesthetic to the cobblestone. It really isn't that big of a difference, but it just gives a little bit of a different, you know, different aesthetic, right? Might as well have multiple of the exact same aesthetic. The exact same aesthetic? That's not quite the right words. Multiple different aesthetics going on there. So let's grab you. I'm gonna take the rubble hammer with me. And which ones are these? I'm just gonna hold on to them. I really probably should get them put down over there at some point with a tool rack so that I can move some of the tool racks out of that little cave into our new space. Looking forward to finally getting at least somewhat out of our cave. All right, so what I was thinking with these dry stones, this is going to be our pillars going up, and then just to have a little bit slightly different aesthetic, you can see it's slightly different. We're going to utilize these along the side like so. And I'm going to do, let's do a double stack here like that. And then in the center, I'm utilizing, I don't actually have a lot of polished stone. I didn't bring it over with me, but polished stone's going to go like that. And then I'm going to use some wood in the future. Okay, let's get this stuff motored along. Now the question is, do I want to do something different over here? I'm now looking at this and being like, do I want to fully really tighten myself in here, or do I want to push myself out by 1? And I think the plan is going to be to push myself out by 1. Let's actually do it. I'm gonna need a little bit more dry stone, so I'm gonna use my rubble hammer here. Alright, that's almost that full guy there. What did we get in here? Not as much as you'd like. I'd really like vanilla. Trying to build any big buildings would be so hard without the quarry mod. Like seriously, like that would take so long to get all this stone, you know what I mean? But, you know, luckily we got mods. All right, so that's gonna get me down to another, that's just normal cobblestone, 55 of this guy. Cool. Let's also get using the, was it the finishing or the wedge? I'm always forgetting which one it is. Gosh darn it. Stop it. There we go. And it is this one. There we go. Okay, good. Whew. Let's get myself a pretty big stack of these polished stones just to get myself up in the air. All right, good enough. So what my thought is for these ones, I only want to go too high and then kind of have it be open concept. So I'm going to go too high like that, and then I want to go with wood, I think. Or do I want to do wood? Maybe what I'll do, I actually have a new idea. Let's go that high, and then we'll do wood on the inside. And then my thought was to do kind of a cool roofing shape on this guy over here so they can go a taller roof to go up to the next level. These words mean absolutely nothing to you guys, I'm fully aware. I'll show you what I mean when we actually get there. All right, so what do we want to do here? Oh, right, because I want this to go there. Do I want this to be a double stack? That could be kind of interesting. Could be a pretty big beam kind of situation. I can also just work that thing back just to make it a little bit more substantial. You know what? I think I'm gonna go that route, so I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Let's start off with these being all too high though, and then this needs to go too high like you. Boom, boom, boom. And then I made that like that for a reason, but what was the reason? Who knows? I'm doing it anyway. We're sticking with it. We're gonna see what I meant in the future. And boom. All right, let's finish the front here. Two, and then I'm gonna do the doors right in the center like so. Yeah. So we're coming through. We're gonna have to go around and then up, I think. All right, so chimney. What do I want to do with the chimney? I think what I want to do with the chimney is make the chimney out of cobblestone. And maybe like partly half cobblestone bricks, partly not. But I could also do, we've already got the stack going. I'm ready to eat that thing. Om nom. We've already got the stack going here, so maybe I will just go fully these guys. You know what? Let's go with it. So I'm gonna go like that. Boom. I might chisel that out a little bit more in the future. That was incorrect. I'll knock that out in just a second. Am I gonna be able to get back out of here? I probably wouldn't have been able to unless I did that. So there we go. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's only gonna work for a little while. I grabbed the stairs that I had. I'm gonna have to make some more. But that's okay. So my thought is this, that, and that. And then I'm gonna use the chisel. Boop. And I'm going to, using these guys, make that into like a corner stair kind of a situation. Boom, boom, boom. And even though it's not ready yet, right there. And then let's also make sure these guys are all ready to go. Chimneyed out like so. Perfect. And then what I'm planning on doing is not dry stone, cobblestone, absolutely beautiful. Is I only have 20 of these, so let's see how far this will get me. I don't know how high this chimney needs to go, but it should only get me 3 to be completely honest. Oh wait, no. I want... You know what? It's actually not that big of a deal just to use the normal chimney function. I was gonna do a copy and paste situation. But you know what? Ah, too late. I've made my choice. We just need to hit all of these and then I can just go straight down. Yeah. You just have to make sure you are activating them with the right click every time. Boom. Boom. Whoop! Do not fall down the chimney. I've made that mistake before. And then got stuck down there forever. There we go. Like so. Let's see what that looks like from the outside. If I were to get myself a chimney piece there, I think that'll be fine. It's a little bit of an interesting contrast there, but I'm not horrified at it, I guess. All right, let's grab a little bit more of this so I can make myself some stairs. Stairs, please. That's 18. And 32. I'm gonna take this red clay with me because I might need it for a little bit more cobblestone in the future. All right, and with these stairs, let's make sure we're up before we go, so we don't have to fall back down. Boom and boom. And now the chimney is at the very least partially done. I'm wondering if I want to do a little bit of a contrast down. So what I could consider doing is turning this either into cobblestone or having that cobblestone at least blend into this down here. That could be an interesting aesthetic. So how I would do that, and I'm thinking I'm going to, oh, am I? I actually don't mind how this looks right now, but what I am going to do is show you how to use the planer, and I think I put the planer back. So wait, I'm going to go back and get it. All right, I'm sick and tired of running back and forth for all these things, so I'm just taking both of these tool shelves with me. And at the very least, starting the move of my chisels over there. Heck yeah. Alright, for right now, let's actually throw the tools. Oh, I want to move those forward. I'm just clocking that. Let's move the tools here for right now. We'll put one there and one there, just for the fun of it. You get to go there. You get to go there. Boom. I'm going to hold on to you. I want this guy, and yes, I want all of this to move. Just a second, I'm just clocking. For aesthetic purposes, it's all gonna move forward one. There we go. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do with this little thing out here. I think I might... Do I want to wrap this all the way around? I think I might. This whole thing might need to get pushed back a little bit, although I like how it kind of encloses the area. I'm gonna think about what that all looks like as we go along here. So what was I really thinking? I was bringing out the hand planer. So how this works is, do you have to activate it? Or do I have to turn it on with a chisel? Do I gotta do you first? Boop. And then I can hand plane? Yeah, there we go. And that allows you to push everything back just a little bit. And I think I do quite like that. So grab you, grab you, grab you, grab you, grab you. I think I'm just gonna do the inside here and see what that looks like. And then leave the exterior guys here. Let's see. So let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you press F, you can do mirroring, you can rotate the block, and you can undo the last change. It's only one last change, so that is something to think about. And you can also obviously grab the bottom. And I am going to do, let's do 2 from the bottom as well. That makes it a little, you know what? No, we're going to do 4. Then this is going to look the same. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, nope. F, undo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the other thing I could do is I could use the, I think I can do that. Let's see. Using the pantogram, if I were to do, I want to paste, copy. I just want to copy it. So right click. Oh no. Yes. Left click. Yes. And then I want to paste shape only. I'm going to want to rotate that, but I'm going to use the chisel for that in just a second. So I can actually just use the standard chisel for this, I believe. If I do rotate, there we go. Perfect. And now I can snap that. So it's a little bit faster for the copy and pasting. Let's do grab you, paste, rotate, copy, paste. And that should be it. Absolutely beautiful. That looks pretty cool. Do I want to do one more in, or do I want to screw with this a little bit? Because I'm not a huge fan of how that is blending down right now. But I think for right now, I am going to leave that alone, just so that I'm not getting too bogged down with the small details, so we can get this at least somewhat all put together. So what I want to do with the rest of this is, do I want to just tidy up this corner? How do I want that aesthetically to appear? These are the questions one must ask themselves. I could just throw in, because I don't mind that itself. You know what? Let's do it this way. Is that dry stone? Yes. Like that. Like this. This is going to be in the way, but that's okay for right now. Let's just finish off that corner. Finish you off. And that's all there. And then I want to grab the polished stone and do... I'm going to go too high. This is just going to stop the monsters from coming in. And then I kind of want to have an open scheme from there. So I'll show you what I'm going to do from there on. I'm just going to... Let's grab... Oh, that's the wrong one. Do I want to just grab raw cut? I kind of think I might utilize that. You know what? No, we're just going to grab the raw stone. I've already got it started. Just get this guy out of here. There we go. And that guy's also just parried white. Die. It's amazing how much time we spent grabbing all this stone and it's almost gone. I'm building a giant castle in my solo, not my solo, my multiplayer world that I'm playing on with a couple friends. And 99.9% of my time is being put into just like going to get freaking giant slabs of stone. It is amazing how time consuming it is. There we go. Absolutely glorious. And then over here, I'm gonna throw dirt back there because no one will actually see this back here. They'll see this though, so can't use that, but I can do it back there. And that's the end of my dirt. There we go. There we go. Now it won't be seen. Yeah, just in case, I'll do just the standard there. Dry stone. Boom, 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 boom. Cool, cool, cool. And my last corner over here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get you gone. Looks like there might be visible corners over there, so we're going to leave that alone. 3, and then the back corner as well. Boom, boom, like so. Now these guys, I could also save myself the stone back there if I wanted to. And what I was thinking with that was just, you know what, I am going to save the stone. We're just going to use dirt back here because stone is a precious commodity. Come back with me. Who's poking at me? Dude, no, now's not the time. You absolute jerk. Do I gotta go to bed just to get myself away from you? Come here. Get over here. Get over here. Well, it's about to get dark, so I guess I'm gonna have to go to bed either way. Oh, before I run to bed though, and I'm hungry, do I have any pie on me? I need to go get some pie. I see you, dude. Piss off. Just want that. There we go. All right, going home to get pie. Just so it's not screaming at me anymore. Man. Gets to work and then immediately gets hounded by all these frickin' goblins. By goblins, I mean drifters. Boom. Now we are almost out of pie again, aren't we? Yep. Yeah, it's just crazy how fast they go through this stuff. Get in my belly. All right. Before we zoom through the night, I also want to talk about this piggy. So in the last episode, I tried to get the sow that was in the animal hole over there, and I killed her by accident. And I was very confused how that happened. And it happened because I caught one of the babies in here. It looks empty because the baby is so small, so I didn't clock it. I also thought you had to use the small cages for the infants, which I just heard another one somewhere. I don't know where he went, but apparently that's not true. You can catch just tiny sows using this guy. Unfortunately, this baby is a male, which kind of sucks. Okay, now he's mad because now there's a baby. Yeah, but I just want the cage. All right, and jump it over. There we go. And how are these guys doing, by the way? 5 days remaining for this egg. And you guys probably need some more food to get my even more eggs. That's okay. There we go. All right, that's done. On that note, let's actually take a quick gander down here to see if there's any animals that are chilling in here that I could grab, seeing as that's been happening a lot. More babies. Have fun. Okay, also while we're not being quite molested here, let's take a quick look at all of our crops. What do we got going here? We got 4 out of 5 on my turnips. And we got 7 out of 7 on my onions. All right, do I have room in the inventory? I do. I'm not being molested by bad guys right now. So let's clear this space here. And this is going to give me some space to put some more flax down when I harvest it, which is absolutely awesome. There we go. And that got me almost 2 full stacks of onions and 18 seeds. Ooh, even more just got popped out. I could also harvest that early if I wanted to. Yeah, we'll put flax in all of that area and then put the onions and the turnips up on the top here. Let's take a quick look at the flax here, seeing how it's grown in our time that we've been down there. And these soybeans are almost done. We are 1 away and it'll be done tonight. So I should be able to actually get this thing harvested overnight. While we're here, while we're waiting, let's get these guys in the soil. Boom, and boom. 2 more. All right, 16, then 18. Great. Cool, cool, cool. Did you just finish while I was doing that? Ah, falling in. Hour in, yeah, not quite. And this guy's actually done as well, which is pretty awesome. Growth speed is K, so it is taking K as well. And that's going to be too late in the season to plant that bad boy. Got that guy thrown in there. I am going to, I think, do current rift activity is medium, so they're going to keep trying to get me over there, but I might spend the night finishing off that build over there just as far as I physically can. Oh, actually, no. I wanted to show you what I want to do for the wood. So let's clear my inventory a little bit. Just realized we actually had almost 3 stacks of onions. Heck yeah, how many more days do we have left in this raw meat? Red. We're gonna go through the pies and have to make more pies before those days are over anyway. We're gonna put all these guys away for right now. I'll come back and grab these building materials when I need them. Perfect. Let's do a little bit of a store there. Clay, put you away. And I don't have these guys labeled. I got so many of these slate ashlar blocks. I'm gonna have to either make the slate ashlar blocks, which are awesome, or just more dry stone. I really do like the dry stone because it doesn't take clay. Not a bad thing at all. All right, what was I doing? I was going out to go and finish my build out there. No, I was showing you what I wanted to do for the wood. So I want to use the oak because we have oak galore around in places, and I need a hammer and my axe. So I want to use, instead of just raw oak beams, I want to do debarked oak. And I'm just going to grab the whole thing. And the cool thing about debarked oak, other than using the chisel but using the planer, is you can just push the bark back. I'll show you what I mean. It's pretty cool. So we might even be able to get out there unmolested just to show you what I mean by this. Let's see if that's true. Are you guys going to leave me alone? Oh, before I do that, let's go. Not you. Get this parry white put away. And the 7 slate stone. Anything else want to go away? You want to go away. And that is all. That didn't even get put away. There we go. Cool. Let's go back over here. I know it's night and it's dark, but I want to show you. As long as we're not horribly molested in the time being. All right, cool. So here we are. Let's utilize you. And boom, boom. So that is what it looks like. Now, if you were to use the chisel, let's make sure that our light will stay out here. You get to go right there. Cool. And hopefully nobody wants to come munch on me while I'm doing this. And then we're going to put you there and you here, and let's just grab the normal chisel. If I were to grab the normal chisel and try to like break this back, oh, maybe I'm actually wrong about that. I thought it got to the inside center there, but I guess it's actually not that big of a deal. What am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking probably just doing it on its own, like if you just like chisel out an actual log. Ha! All this talk for naught. All right, but I'm just going to use this guy because it's going to be way faster. So my thought is making it just a little bit smaller, but hugging the beam close to it. So I'm going to do that, and then what I'm going to do is... Do I not have my... I've put away my copy and paste guy. All right, I'll be right back. I put it in the miscellaneous container. Oops. All right, now I'm hoping that I will be able to, if I had done this as much as I wanted to. Trying to make it center. There we go, perfect. And then one of these, and then grab this. There we go. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do for this guy here. Now I am clocking that that's going to impact what my door frame looks like. I might have to do a little bit more chiseling to get that figured out, but that's a future me problem. All right, what do I want to do with this? So my thought was like so. Do I want to do that in the actual corner though, or do I want this inset? You know what? I've got a different idea for that guy, so that's actually fine. Let's get this thing figured out. Well, that's my last pie, so I think what I'm going to have to do is make myself some pots of food so I can actually just take some crocs with me. Because, I'm going through my food like no one's business. I'll take you back over to what I've done so far once I get some food cooking here. Not you, although I will need you. In fact... There we go. Let's get some of this meat in our gullet though, because we are going to absolutely need it. Can I do 6 servings? I believe that I can. Let's do a serving of fruit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Close the door behind me. There's actually a chance. Oh, I can do 8. Okay, so I want to do, you know, a few more of each of these. I might want to just like take some of these berries to munch on as I'm wandering around, because these are all going to go bad on me, which is super frustrating. Maybe I really should get myself some berry presses. I feel like those days are not correct in how long they're lasting, or my days are just going so much faster than I thought. 8 servings, perfect. That's actually going to be 2 crock pots full, so that's pretty awesome. Boil away. All right, I'll show you what I have done with myself here, how far I've got there. You guys are all good to go again. That's freaking awesome. We are going to need some more honey, so it's not a bad thing at all. That's what it's looking like right now. I'm gonna have to pause it for the moment though, because I've run out of oak, so I need to go get myself some oak. I also need to do a little bit of running around and getting some resin, because the last thing I really want to show you guys this episode is at least a small windmill. It's probably not going to be the final location for the windmill. In fact, I know it's not. I'm just going to put it like right there for right now. But I want to get it in the ground and going, but we need a bunch of resin for that. So let's get all of these guys off of our inventory so we're not running around with just like a million freaking chisels sitting on us. I'm also going to put a hammer over here. That's fine. 3 more chisels. 1, 2, 3. Wall of building materials. What are you? Okay, you're just dirt. Okay, cool. Let's also just grab this dirt so that we're not thinking about it anymore. And we're going to grab our lantern so we don't forget about it. Thank you very much. I still do have 2 more pieces of debarked log. Yeah, so here's what I've got going here. I changed these corners a little bit because I really was not liking how it was looking. But I feel like that is for the better now. Where do I want to put these logs? Let's do it over here because I can actually get myself up and over. If I take the long way. And let's do you, and then where's my log? There it is. Whoop. Ah! I've fallen. And I bet you if I go over like this, I can get myself at least started on that corner. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. It has kind of like a Japanese garden aesthetic going for it right now, which is kind of cool, but I'm making it my own. It's going to be a little bit like that one down there where it's the open concept, but I do need to put a roof on this thing at the very least over top of the anything that needs fire. In fact, I think that this is undercover because these are just chisel blocks. They're not allowing rain through, so that should be fine. But I'm thinking there's going to need to be cover at least along here as well. Maybe I'll do either connection, but I think I am going to do a roof. We're going to see what that looks like. Okay, I need to get myself a bunch of resin. Have I been marking resin on the map? I don't know if I have, to be completely honest. Where is the closest? I mean, all over here is going to be where there's lots of resin, so maybe I am going to do a quick run up there just to see, because it's going to be in all these pine trees, although these ones are even a little bit closer. So yeah, that's where we're going to go. We're going to go in this area to see if we can get ourselves a bunch of resin. Oh, before we do that though, let's get these guys harvested. I forgot. You guys are probably done. Are you guys all done? You guys are done. Heck yes. Soybeans for the win. I'm not going to be able to get these guys planted again for the summer, but I hope that I'm going to be able to get these guys in the ground and have them be harvested. It's going to be pretty close. 7th of August. It should be okay for this flax, but it might be pretty tight. So yeah, these guys, actually they're resistant until -5. It only takes 11 days. They take K. I might get some more of those on the ground. Let's see how much time or zone we have over here to get these in the ground. If we've got enough room to put them, maybe once these are grown, I can put some more in the ground. That's actually not a bad idea at all. All right, but let's get these guys in here at the very least. Soybean are awesome because it's, you know, protein, but it lasts for frickin' ever. I have one more. You jerks. Haha! I see you. There we go. Yeah, I'll wait for all of these turnips to go in the ground and then plant those guys in there. So these guys have, yes, they took P. So they have growth speed of K last in them. All right, let's get this stuff all put in the inventory, and then I'm running off to get some resin. All right, I think I just want like, oh, one more. Perfect, there we go. Well, we'll see if I get some more on the way home. So I've gone on a bit of a loop, going through all these pines. You can see all these different spots that I have found resin. Pretty good luck, actually. I've definitely missed some. There's going to be some resin on those trees that I have missed. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on my way back just to see if I can find any more. Ah, there's one right there. I'll take 19. I think I've got another one back at the house anyway. All right, let's get myself home. All right, home sweet home. All right, so what are we going to need for our windmill? The first thing we're going to need is you guys. Let's get up to, let's say, 36 of the linen just to get our starting point here. That's 7 left over. Not a bad amount. Pretty cool. I'm also going to take 2 of those guys with me. Get myself some fire over there so I actually have some light. And on that note, let's get some torches. I've got a couple sticks. There we go. Cool. And I'll put you guys in here. Take you out. Put you in. And boop. 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 I could obviously have just used my torch to light this torch. I don't know why I went through this whole process. Oh well. All right. So what do I need for my windmill? I need the fat. I need the resin. I need sticks. So let's take 2 things of sticks. I'm going to need boards. I'm going to take larch boards because that's what I already have in my inventory. Let's put this guy down so I don't forget about him. I'm going to need my saw. I'm going to need a hammer. And I'm going to need a chisel, which I have in the other spot. I also have a hammer in the other spot, so we'll see. Let's take you with me, and let's get ourselves a little bite to eat after I eat this random berry I have in my inventory. I must have chased by. I must have walked by a raccoon who got scared and dropped his piece of food. All right, back over to the spot. Is there anything else I need? I don't think so. So, I mean, we will definitely need things. I'm going to be missing things. That's okay. We'll figure it out as we go along. Now, this is definitely just going to be a temporary windmill setup. I'm going to move it around later. And I'm going to do just the vanilla windmill first, I think. In fact, why don't we do I have any of the stuff here? You know, I'm just going to set it up. Unfortunately, I can't center it, which is a little bit annoying to me. I'm going to do one on either side, I think, because there's the whole 15 feet or 15 block situation for wind now. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that when I get there. Could do it. Okay, you know what? For right now, we're just doing it right here. I made a choice. I made it an uneven spot. That's fine. Live with yourself, Jared. All right, what do we need to do? We need to take a quick gander at the inventory. So first things first, let's see how many different sales I can get out of that. Now I just want standard sales. So standard sales are going to be like this, and then this, and I'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to start with 5 because that's enough for just one windmill. I'd be able to get 4 more. In fact, if I went and got an extra 4, which I think I have, I'd be able to get 2 full windmill sets, which is pretty awesome. But this is obviously fully filling out my inventory. All right, so the next thing I want is taking a look at resin. I want a... Do I want to go for... No, I can't actually go for the different rotors, but I can just use my rotors to upgrade later. So I'm just going to use the basic rotor first. So you, which is going to be... Moving you over. Oh, I need the chisel. My inventory is already full. Come here, chisel. Once more, pressing HU. Bum-ba-da-bum. So it's going to be that one. And then the hammer. And 1 and 2 and chisel. Rotor. All right, what is the next thing that I'm going to be looking for? I want the axle. How many of these can we want? For right now, I mean, I guess I could go pretty hard on this and make some actual stuff. Well, so let's see how much inventory we have after this. For the first little bit here, I'm just gonna go with 1 axle. So once again, same spots kind of, but that's gonna go there. You, and then I need the saw, and I need 1 and 1. There's my axle. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to want is the just standard, and I'm not seeing them because they are going to be in fat. Wooden axle. All right, so wooden axle is just the way to connect all the power together. So that's going to not need you, but it will need you. It's going to need fat, and it's going to need you guys. And I'm going to get quite a few. In fact, let's make as many as I have logs there so I can get some pretty decent height. Well, I have a way to get some stuff out of my inventory. Let's put these torches down. There we go. I'm going to put the torches for right now. They're going to live there and over here. Fire and fire. Inventory. And we're going to use all of this dirt as the start of my tower of windmill. And the thing I actually need is a curtain. Ooh, I already have some powdered friendos. 2 friendos. Let's put the powdered flint in there. We'll use that later. And we're taking the Kieran with us. All right, Mr. Kieran. I'm going to put you right there for right now. And then we're about to get ourselves pretty high. Now, I want to get as high as humanly possible for right now. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm also gonna go another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna hold on to just one of these. All right, perfect. And then from here, this is gonna really hurt if I fall off, which I probably will fall off knowing me. All right, so that's gonna go right there. And then I'm actually gonna build around this thing because freaking axles are annoying as balls and they really don't like to work very well. So I'm gonna put you right there. Angled gear is what actually I meant, and angled gear, there we go. And then I'm going to do one more slab of dirt and put down my rotor. Boom. And I probably should have laddered myself up here so I didn't hurt myself falling back down, because I am absolutely gonna hurt myself falling down here. But you know what? Sacrifices must be made. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full windmill. All right. So it is getting 88 speed at 100 knots. Absolutely beautiful. It is, the wind speed is a gale up here. So this is our strong wind, strong gale. So depending on the weather of your wind is going to be the output you're getting. So a storm would be at 100%. So a strong gale is 70, 68, 104. Heck yeah. All of these kind of things. Strong storms where it's at. All right. This is going to hurt. Ah, boom. Oh, half my life. Jesus. Ouch. Yeah, that was not the smartest in the entire world. But there we go, our first windmill, and this thing is grinding itself away. Let's put the flint in there, and now I no longer have to sit around and grind my flour and grind my limestone and grind my calcified flint. Absolutely beautiful. Now there's obviously more efficient versions of this, and I'm gonna get there as I get more sails and stuff, and I have enough to make myself at least 2 full sails and get myself an actual full large angled gear for all of this. But that's going to have to be in the future. I just wanted to get this thing down so that I can get it grinding, and I'm pretty excited about this thing as well. I'm pretty close to being able to move into this thing. I just need to get a roof on it, or some kind of roof, and then some kind of door. And I'm thinking instead of an actual door, I might just use gates. We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely see. Cool. Well, I think on that note, guys, I feel like I have done a full episode's worth of stuff. I'm gonna get myself up here so I can get a nice screenshot in the background of our windmill turning and of our build. Let's see if I can see it. All right. Can I? Kind of. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave this one here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Vintage Story, where we will hopefully finish this bad boy off and get some more resources, all that kind of jazz. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Bye.